Just like that, it's Thursday night, and you know what that means? It's party time with the Video Bros. I'm one half of that team. I'm Bobby Munson. The man beside me, you know how to do this. It's the man with the angelic voice, Papa Smokes. Papa Smokes, happy Thursday, brother. How the hell are you?
Happy Thursday to you, Munson, and happy Thursday to all my wrestling people out there. How's everybody doing? Love to be on the stream on Thursday nights. Can't imagine anything else.
And we're on stream on Thursday night on a week that's all about the wrestling. Papa Spokes, there's wars going on all over the place in the world of professional wrestling this week. We got billionaires taking shots at other billionaires. We've got chaos from within. We've got shows going to war. We've got everything you can imagine. And it's been quite the week in professional wrestling. But, you know, before we even get into MLW, did you hear the news about what Billy Corgan dropped about the NWA recently?
Yeah, he said something about he's got a TV deal for one of the top networks or something among the top networks.
Two top 20 deals, apparently, for the NWA.
All right.
Yeah. And looking to reignite the territory system within the NWA and use the NWA branding across some of the independents here is the talk from Billy Corgan's camp this week. We'll touch on that in a minute here. I know that was also talked about on Turnbuckle Talk on Tuesday night, which this week was hosted by this man right there, CBRS Entertainment, Mr. Chris Best. Good evening, gentlemen, from your two-time Twitch Intercontinental Trivia Champion. And man, you got to be ready because that's going to be all on the line coming up at the end of the month.
Coming up.
Yeah, you bet. And the other champ just walked into the house. It's our good friend Bobby Batuto up in here. It's
hey, Bobby.
That Notorious Mimi will be debuting at MLW Fusion tapings on October 40th against Tiara James. I don't know anything about Notorious Mimi just yet, Bobby, but if you got your stamp of approval, I'm looking forward to it as well, too, my man. Tiara James, I believe we've seen already in MLW as well, too. So, again, great to see Tiara being used. She looks good. So that's great for the MLW featherweight division. But yeah, we just as we mentioned about that trivia, Papa Smokes, it's going to be all about that trivia 2 weeks from tonight on October the 26th, our special Halloween show. It's going to be WTF Do We Know About Wrestling Part 4. The belts are on the line once again, both on the YouTube side, the Twitch side. If you're looking to join us for that night and you want to participate, those of you who already know, you just got to be active in that chat and let us know the answers. Papa Smokes, this time around, I might not be going to the list of quizzes that already exist. I might come up with a Bobby Halloween-themed special for this month's trivia. So I got some work to do, but I think we're going to make this one a very big show because, October's all about the big shows. We know that. Prairie Pro Wrestling's coming up on the 21st, Saturday the 21st with Ring of Horrors, our biggest show of the year. And, of course, you know what that means. We got to do a go-home show for Prairie Pro Wrestling. So, yes, next Thursday night, fans of Prairie Pro Wrestling, we're going to be doing a go-home show. It's all about Ring of Horrors for Prairie Pro Wrestling. And I'm thinking we might even add a watch-along of one of last year's Ring of Horrors matchups here for you guys on next
Let's do
episode.
that.
So, jam-packed here this month, Papa Smokes. But, of course, today it's all about that MLW. We're going to be talking all things MLW leading into Slaughterhouse this Saturday because this Saturday you could join myself and Papa Smokes, maybe some others here from our local establishment as we do the tailgate watch party. It's going to be great. Slaughterhouse and changes to the main event. We're going to get to that in just a moment. It's going to be great. We got to say hello, though, to former guest on the show and hopefully a future guest as well, too. Our good friend, Joshua Joseph. How goes it, friends? Hope all is well. All is fantastic. And Josh reached out to me, Papa Smokes, and Hypocrisy Jones, his partner in crime, now wants a place here on Ring Respect Radio as a guest.
What?
And I think we would probably be more than honored to have Hypocrisy Jones join us here on Ring Respect Radio. So I'm thinking maybe we set something up for early November once we get past this jam-packed month and we get Hypocrisy Jones right here on Ring Respect Radio for you all.
Oh, hell yeah, Munson. A new guest, a guest of some stature, a guest coming with the recommendation of Joshua Joseph. Man, we're set up. This is good. I can't wait.
Yeah, we're rocking and rolling as this year continues to go on, Pop Smokes. Chris Best, he's ready to defend. Glad.
Oh, yeah.
And we got Notorious Mimi is an indie wrestler, and she was on NXT before as Salone Jacobs. I remember hearing that name mentioned, I believe, on Tuesday night programming here from our good friends. She was released in WWE in 2022, so again, probably would have heard about her through Ed and Astrid or even Parrish and Astrid. It's some combination of the teams that took care of NXT over the last, quite some time as well, too. But, oh, man, the chat is lit here, Papa Smokes. This is what I love. Love seeing this. Here's our other big going to be there live on the 21st. It's Bastard saying, good evening, boys.
Woo!
Doing, brother. Cheers to you. Glad
How you doing?
Thank you both. Love it. And thank you so much. Hey, we loved having you on as a guest. You're a good dude.
Yeah.
Can't wait to have Hypocrisy Jones joining us here as well, too. And Astrid, speaking of, hey, how's it going, Astrid? We got it. We got it right there. There it is. Also, Astrid and I just recorded back-to-back episodes of Killer Cuts, and the first one is dropping tomorrow for you guys, 5 p.m. Eastern Time. Killer Cuts Chapter 6. It's called I Want to Play a Game. We were talking about the Saw franchise, all 10 incarnations of it. So
There's
if you
10?
enjoy the Saw series, there is 10. We just saw
Jesus.
Saw X in theaters just recently. So yes, there is 10 in that series of movies. Yes, double post score. You got it right there. Snap that one for the records. But we got Bobby saying, I could see her being great addition to the MLW women's featherweight division. Bobby, on your recommendation, Notorious Mimi's got our stamp of approval. Then we're going to be rooting that goes well and that we get more depth to that division as it continues to grow here for MLW. So let's get down to nitty gritty here, Pop. So we were talking previously about Billy Corgan and the NWA, but we can come back to them another time yet too. We got Slaughterhouse to talk about. We're doing our watch along this coming Saturday night for you guys. I can't remember what the kickoff time is. I'm guessing it's probably going to be 7 Eastern or 8 Eastern around there. I will double check Fight TV Plus here and confirm that, but we will be live with you as it kicks off, maybe a few minutes before, getting that tailgate all geared up. I believe Josh put it down. Apple ciders is what we're trying to gun for.
Yeah.
So I got to take a look into the apple cider stuff tomorrow there. And I still got to think my food situation out for that night, Pop Smokes. I want to do something fun. Definitely want to go fun on this one. Maybe a good old bloody steak. I mean, it's called Slaughterhouse.
Not a bad idea. Yeah. I was thinking of going wings again, but we'll see about that. But damn it, Munson, how long is this card going to be? There's 12 matches on this damn thing.
No. So Ken, you're looking at that card, but those you'll see 1 through 6 are actually the fusion tapings that aren't live on the actual card itself. So so you won't be seeing like Love Doug versus Itchy Band, Matt Cardona's match versus to be announced opponent. Champ James, Notorious Mimi, all that kind of stuff. That is on the earlier in the night kind of stuff. That's the pre-tapes for Fusion that we will see on the Fusion episodes. So you'll have you got the Beaumont Fight Club tag action, Mr. Thomas O'Shea Edwards. Jay Bougie gets one-on-one with Brett Ryan Gosselin. So a lot going on for Beaumont that night. So it's going to be fantastic. Chris Best saying 7 p.m. Eastern on Saturday. Thank you, Chris, for double checking that for us. Appreciate it. It's gonna be fun. We're gonna have time. Hey guys, is Slaughterhouse live? Yes. MLW's events now. The stuff that isn't pre-taped for Fusion, the actual named cards are now live on Fight TV Plus. So with a Fight TV Plus subscription, you are able to watch these events. And trust me, the cost of Fight TV Plus is very, very inexpensive for what you can get with some of this material. I was willing to pay that or more for the MLW live opportunities because we love and support the company so much. So I think it's a great hell of a deal, and I really recommend people checking it out. Tracy Williams is wrestling too for the Fusion tapings. Fantastic. Love it. It's going to give us a lot of great content coming up for Fusion, and they're doing a really good job of those tapings are the ones that Fusion runs, and then you get your next live event instead of taping. So everything is up to par. Like it is on par with what is going on currently with MLW instead of these hopbacks to tapings from 6-7 months ago kind of thing. So they're doing some fantastic work at the moment, Pop Smokes.
Yeah. It got a little confusing with the whole sequence of events and everything when some of the tapings were 2 months behind and some of the stuff had already happened and some of it they couldn't say on TV, but a bunch of people knew and were talking about on the internet. It was just a little messy. This cleans it up a bit. This makes it a bit more fun for the fans to follow the brand new stuff and everybody's kind of on the same page at the same time.
Yeah, agreed. So let's go through this card, Pops, folks. Let's talk about it. I can't wait to talk about the main event now too, because big news coming out today on that one. But we'll save that a little bit of a dish for later in the episode here. But let's
hopefully Mel Ball's around listening at that time.
I'm hoping so. If not, we're gonna make sure that one's clipped nice for her. So I want to talk, because we touched on this one a little bit last week, and we were talking about the featherweight division with the talk of Notorious Mimi getting in on the fusion taping. So let's talk about the featherweight championship matchup, Pops, folks. So right now, originally Delmi Exo was supposed to be defending against Becca, but as you can see, Becca is being imprisoned at the moment. I mean, she's got the ankle bracelet around the ankle. She's not doing too well. The record label preventing Becca from really being able to get out there, and they pulled her from this match. Fear of her getting hurt, but again, Becca's tough. I don't know how they could even imagine. And we got Astrid Team Bacon. That was a classic clip, and the fact that Becca even liked that one and got in on it. I mean, it's fantastic. So yeah, not a Baconator, but a Baconator.
No, but Munson, you say Becca's not doing too well in this situation. I look at it a different way. She's doing so well. She's so big of a pop star that everyone's trying to hold her down. Everyone's trying to hold her back. Even the label is worried. My God, like, she's so famous. She's so delicate. We got to just protect her. We can't have her in a match against Delmi Exo. She might kick Becca's larynx or vocal cords or something like that. Or who knows what could happen in this. We've seen some of Becca's dancing in her videos. I mean, we can't have her with a sprained ankle or some kind of a pop knee or something like that. So I kind of get this. It's like, you don't put Taylor Swift in a wrestling match before her big tour either, right? Like, you just don't do that. Exact same thing with Becca. Same level of star. Same thing right there.
It sure is. We got, here, we'll go to this one. I feel it's been ages since I saw a Becca match. I mean, for us, it's been since the last live event when she took on Maki Ito in what was one of the stronger matches of the entire night. So I was really looking forward to seeing Becca wrestle again. But again, do we want her to mess up those vocals like Papa Spokes?
We're not worthy. We're not worthy.
Protect the pop star at all costs. Yes.
Astrid gets it.
Yeah, so does JJ. Papa Spokes makes perfect sense. The words of wisdom from Papa Spokes here tonight. Taylor will face EO soon. Don't forget. Hold on, and this is Becca, and we're just living in Becca's world. It's true.
That's right, Bobby. That's right.
Yeah, and Becca unfortunately is living with an ankle bracelet and unable to get away from her record label at the moment as she's creating hit after hit. But what will we see? We got Bobby saying you could see Selena De La Renta bring in like Lady Flommer or Stephanie Vacure. I hope I pronounced that properly. Probably not, though, to wrestle against Delmi at Slaughterhouse. I was thinking, if they wanted to go really big on this one, this would be the time for Steph DeLander to be able to be available and at this thing. Because if Steph DeLander ended up being the opponent of Delmi Exo and stepped in, oh my, Papa Spokes, that place will erupt.
Well, look at it this way, Munson. Look at this card. The second match in is Matt Cardona versus To Be Announced. And then he later is in a 3-way tag team match with his partner is To Be Announced. And then Delmi Exo has no opponent that night. I don't know, man. Wouldn't that fit, kind of?
Yeah. Well, I mean, Steph DeLander could fit all of those question marks very, very well. We know she is a great ass kicker. And
Steph DeLander is one of those lady wrestlers that can step into an intergender match and have it look perfectly fine because she's 6 feet tall and 195 pounds. She is a big girl.
Yeah. Steph DeLander got injured during a tour in Australia at World Series Wrestling when I won.
Right.
Is she still injured or is she clear to wrestle again, Bobby? I haven't really checked. I know that's something that hindered her more recently, but again, Steph DeLander, I think, would shake off most injuries pretty quickly there. I could see Steph DeLander taking out most of the roster in MLW. I'm not, the gender does not matter. Steph DeLander could just kick ass. Doesn't matter who you are.
Oh, hell yeah. Oh, that Bobby again with our fact checker. That's right,
Yeah.
too. I did see that clip from Australia. DeLander was standing on the apron outside of the ropes, but on the apron, and Cardona accidentally smashed into her, and she went through a table rather awkwardly. So don't know what the nature of her injury is, but she was in the hospital, I think. So
yeah,
something serious enough, I suppose.
Serious enough, but we never know. So again, we'll see what happens. I'm curious to see who the Phantom Challenger is, but I think Bobby's right. There's going to be the addition of some of the luchadoras that Selena De La Renta is going to be bringing to the table very, very soon, if not at Slaughterhouse, because she did promise it. I'm not sure. She did have to vacate the title, and Cassie Lee is now the WSW Women's Champion in Australia. Okay. I mean, who knows? I mean, maybe they're keeping it under wraps to keep this a surprise, which would be huge. I mean, MLW able to keep a surprise like that with something that's going live for once too, because again, this wouldn't be keeping the surprise for the live audience who then is going to have leaked to some sort of writer out there in the wrestling community. And then people are going to know what this is long before it airs on television. At least this surprise would be enough to catch us off guard.
And this is what MLW needs too, as a company that's like trying to get over the hump from being, the fifth or fourth biggest kind of wrestling company, arguably in the US, to kind of get up there amongst the Impact and amongst the AEW, to maybe have some fans that can watch their shit live, watch everything, get excited. And we all know how much fans like surprises and surprise entrants and former wrestlers that haven't been there coming back and new wrestlers coming in. MLW needs to take advantage of that kind of excitement that the fans love. Give them a surprise that's live. Get everyone talking online and get some traction under this company. Maybe once this lawsuit is finished with WWE, maybe we could get some traction and get this company going on TV and in the live circuit.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, maybe they shake the hand of Billy Corgan and somehow work into one of those big TV deals. Who knows? Hope we still get the Becca match in the future. I know they are not done with Becca. And in fact, I think realistically about this reeks of a swerve on Becca's part. 100%. I really think the Phantom Challenger is going to end up being Becca masked or something along those lines. That's what the wrestling side of me is saying is going to happen in this one.
Yeah, it does sound a little bit like a work, especially that they have a semi-ridiculous reason for her not being there and stuff. It's got to be a work.
Yeah, I agree. So let's get into the next match, because there are a lot of kind of crazy matches to talk about, and the next couple are definitely crazy matchups. We have a Chamber of Horrors match. What's going on in the MLW ring for the first time? I don't know what to think when I hear Chamber of Horrors, because this is considered to be one of the most disastrous matches in the history of professional wrestling. And MLW is daring to ignite it here at Slaughterhouse as the Second Gear Crew, Mance Warder and Matthew Justice, take on the Calling Cannonball and Talon and the World Titan Federation, Matt Cardona, and to be announced. So a very interesting take here. It is going to be the same thing with the electric chair in the center of the ring. Do we want this? I'm not so sure, but we'll see.
Well, the last time WCW did the Chamber of Horrors match, was it the electric chair that was the star of the match, or was it Abdullah the Butcher bloody and being electrocuted and selling it like he was dead and electrocuted, or was that the star of the match? My God. so cheesy, but a classic moment. And those pictures in the magazines, I remember seeing that and just laughing and laughing.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. And I'm just thinking about how that went. Like, and the way that things go lately, I could see Manser in that electric chair, like
Oh
doing
yeah.
that same similar scene
Oh
at the
yeah.
end of it. You know, Manser likes to get color. So there's going to be color in this match. You know, old Manser's probably going to be cut from, side to side across that face pretty quickly.
Oh, without question, the name of the match alone suggests that it's going to be a hardcore and bloody affair, just as the previous ones were. I like it. It's got a Halloween theme to it. I'm not much of a death match guy, but we've seen Cardona just absolutely covered in blood in some of those indie matches. I don't know how or why that guy does that, but he does do it, and it of course there's an audience for that. But I don't know. It's not one of the matches I'm looking forward to, but I'm sure we'll see some funny spots in that. And as Bobby's suggesting here, maybe Cardona's tag team partner might be Snisky. So interesting thought. He's making his presence felt on MLW TV these days and doesn't seem to be booked for a match on this card. So yeah, that's a possible good prediction.
Yeah, I mean, he is part of that World Titan Federation that we've seen St. Laurent putting together, which included Davey Boy Smith Jr., who was going to be in that main event against the champ. But we'll get to that in just a moment here. Big, exciting news coming out of that camp. So yeah, Chamber of Horrors, we'll see. I mean, it'll definitely mix up the show. It'll make it a little different. It'll give, break it up from everything else. So we'll have to wait and see how they play this one out. Maybe they can beat the WCW version and make this a little more interesting.
Maybe.
But speaking of the Calling and Second Gear crew, that is not the only time we'll be seeing any members of those teams in action, because in one-on-one matchup, we've got Ricky Shane Page, the national openweight champion, taking on one called Manders in Spin the Wheel, Make the Deal matchup. Now, I wonder what they're going to spin in this particular case, Papa Smoke. So again, we're going to get another gimmick match of some sorts, and somehow I believe it's going to end up being some no DQ, anything goes, weapons, violence, more color situation.
Without question. But when you look at these two combatants that are in this match, you could just make it a straight up 20-minute time limit, one fall match, and it would still be the same thing probably.
Well,
these are two major brawlers getting into it in this match. And I don't know that they need a gimmick exactly, but this will free them up to do all the stuff they want to do. Yeah, this one's going to have color. This one's going to have violence. They're going to be brawling all throughout the arena for sure. Where's the taping this time, Munson? What city?
Let's have a look here. Slaughterhouse is going to be taking place. It's back at the 2300 Arena in Philly.
Oh, yeah. See, there you go. This is going to be the perfect show for that venue and the perfect venue for that show. We know what the Philly crowd is like, especially based on their history in their local wrestling. They're going to be going nuts in there. We've always enjoyed this Philadelphia fan for the Fusion tapings and all that. They're wild. We'll have our few people that we always recognize around ringside and all that. And this will be great, man. Perfect for the Halloween show and all kinds of violence.
Oh, yeah. Violence will be the name of the game. That's for damn sure. We got 3 more matchups on this card, Pop Smokes. We got next, it's a winner takes all match for the MLW World Middleweight Championship and the NWA World Historic Welterweight Champ. Is that what it's called?
Yeah, it looks that way.
Okay, so
it's a bit of a mouthful, eh?
There really is, but that is what is on the line as Akira takes on Rocky Romero. Rocky Romero going to be accompanied by Selena De La Renta in his corner, which now that they're saying Selena's in his corner, makes me wonder if we might end up seeing Rocky pull up a victory in this one. Thinking about it, Selena's not going to want things to get off to a bad start, and seeing the people that she's backing losing right away. So I know Salina De La Renta will stop at nothing to assure victory for her on this night.
Yeah, and Rocky Romero, what a feather in his cap coming out with the beautiful and talented Salina De La Renta. She absolutely gives him the advantage in this match. Not selling Akira short, a pretty damn fine wrestler himself, but Romero's a veteran. He's wrestled all around the world. He's wrestled guys of all different styles many, many times over. You're not going to put one past this guy. And with the ringside advisement of Salina De La Renta, I'm thinking Rocky's got to be the favorite in this match.
It's starting to look that way for sure. But again, Akira's got the calling, but the calling is, I mean, they got their hands full throughout the night as it is, and they might not be in any kind of shape to have his back in this matchup. By this point, maybe all the calling's been taken out, and Akira's left alone for a one-on-one matchup with Rocky Romero. And again, Rocky Romero is going to take it to Akira. This is going to be good. I'm looking forward to a one-on-one middleweight matchup because we've said so many times they tend to do these mixed men 4-way dance middleweight championship matchups all the time in MLW. It's nice to see a one-on-one for the middleweight championship here.
Well, yeah, for sure. And I also think that probably, like, if we're peeking behind the curtain to try and predict what's going to happen in this match, it'll sort of depend on the status of Rocky Romero. We know that he's a full-time wrestler in Japan, pretty much. He wrestles for NJPW and possibly a couple other companies about here. A couple of other companies in Japan, but we'll have to see what kind of a commitment he's going to make to MLW. Is he going to stay for a few shots? Is he going to stay for a run, a couple of months? If he's going to hold a belt, he'll have to be around there for a little bit. So I suppose that's probably one of the deciding factors.
It really will be, but it might also play, the other way. Like he takes the belt to whichever company, maybe New Japan Pro Wrestling, and there's an MLW middleweight championship match featured on a New Japan show, which then MLW would inevitably be able to put into fusion at some point in time with this agreement. So there is all those possibilities because I know MLW would love the opportunity to get their belts on a New Japan show. 100%. They would love that. As we got Papa Parrish joining us up in the house. Parrish, how are you doing, brother? Saying, hey, boys.
Daddy Parrish.
Yep. Big Papa Parrish now is up in the house here with us.
Yep.
Because we're talking MLW Slaughterhouse. Parrish, what are you doing Saturday? You joining us for Slaughterhouse? You're allowed.
God, Munson, what's that big disembodied hand sticking up there? Oh, that looked really weird for a second there.
Yeah, sorry. Raise my hand and then the green screen changes to my regular background.
God, you've only got one arm, Munson. What's going on here?
They disappear. They're gone. Gone without a trace.
That's the spookiest thing I've seen this season yet.
Well, it is Spooktober, so we gotta keep them guessing here on Ring Respect Radio. We've got two more matches. The next matchup here, we've got, speaking of New Japan Pro Wrestling, Minoru Suzuki is going to be representing them in a match against Jacob Fatu. I see no way that this isn't one of the absolute best things on this entire card. Like, this is going to be awesome.
Yeah, I hope so. It looks like it is on paper, Munson, but as we've seen, I'm not going to try and rain on this parade or anything, but as we've seen, Suzuki ain't what he used to be. And if you've watched any of his old matches, I mean, you see that time marches on, right, Munson? You're getting older, Suzuki's getting older, everybody's getting older. But my actual real question is, can he hang with Jacob Fatu? Because that's going to be a real challenge for him. I know that Fatu looks up to Suzuki, and a lot of wrestlers do, but I'm really actually worried about Suzuki in this match because Fatu doesn't take any prisoners, and once you've seen him, once he gets that momentum going, he doesn't show any mercy, and he's got some big impactful moves. Yeah, the old guy better watch it with Fatu because he takes no prisoners.
This is true, but I think this is a great opportunity for Fatu because We know there's a good possibility that he is transitioning his way out of MLW, might be on his way to something bigger, hopefully very, very soon. This would be the perfect opportunity to show what he can do inside the ring with somebody who, like you said, is not quite there on the age side. He's getting older. He's not quite what he once was. But if Fatu can get in there and have this solid matchup that it looks like on paper, it's going to give a lot of credibility to Jacob Fatu moving forward in his career as well.
No, for sure. And I'm not to be a negative Nelly about this. It will be fun. A lot of the fans will really like this. It'll have some gruesome moments in it. You know that the murder grandpa is going to bring it to this match. He's going to be ripping flesh and twisting limbs and ripping nostrils open and all the normal stuff he usually does. And Suzuki, I mean, yeah, I was saying he doesn't move like he used to. He doesn't have the strength that he used to, but his presentation hasn't changed. When that guy comes to the ring with that towel over his head or the hood over his head and then pulls it back, man, he makes a real presentation. So, I mean, just his entrance and his coming to the ring alone is going to have a lot of these fans blown away. Fans that never thought they'd get the chance to see a Japanese legend like Minoru Suzuki live. Like a lot of the fans in AEW have had that pleasure over the past year or two since they brought him in for a few shots. And he's been doing a little bit of a independent tour around the States because, yeah, that's the feeling is you get a kind of Hall of Fame Japanese wrestler that makes a U.S. tour. He comes to your town. You better go, man, because you might never get the chance to see this guy in a ring, in a match ever again. And I'm sure that's what Fatu's thinking, getting to actually wrestle the guy. And I think a lot of the fans will be into that too, just for that reason alone, that it's a legend and you don't get to see that every day.
Oh, agreed, 100%. And I know as much as Melville Collins would love to say that Minoru Suzuki, the murder grandpa, is her biggest reason to tune into MLW Slaughterhouse this weekend. But as of today, Papa's folks, we got to change to the main event of the evening. That match will still be scheduled for one fall.
One fall.
But unfortunately, Davey Boy Smith Jr., has been removed due to injury, and in his place, returning to MLW. Holy shit, this match is a dream match. We've got Filthy Tom Lawler. Oh my God, I don't even know who to cheer for. What the hell, Papa's folks? Filthy Tom comes back in a championship match, former champion himself. And now he's taking on Alex Kane, the Bomaye master himself. Like, I'm torn. I'm really, really torn here. I want Alex Kane to win, and your personal friend, Mr. Tom, is going to be out there in his corner. But holy shit, it's Tom fucking Lawler.
Oh man, isn't this crazy the way this has happened? Because they had a pretty good main event as it was going. Now, a week or two out, one of the combatants from your main event has to pull out of the match, and what does Court Bauer do? Gets a guy even better in that spot. Not to sell Davey Boy Smith Jr. short, but Filthy Tom Lawler, a former MLW champion, a hugely popular and influential wrestler in MLW, now competing for NJPW. That's the deal, man. That's how they got him back. They don't have to sign him back. They got a working deal with NJPW. Hey, you guys got a guy we can borrow for our main event? Hell yeah, we do. Filthy Tom, rocking the Daisy Dukes and all the rest of it. I can't wait to see him again. It's been too long.
Yeah, it really has. As soon as they announced it, I'm like, you know what? I'm not even mad that this has been replaced. Like, I wanted to see the match with Davey Boy Smith Jr. Don't get me wrong. But I really, really, really do love that this is the change that has been made to this here, Pops, folks. I'm so stoked. I like Bobby saying, he doesn't know who he wants to win. I don't know either. I think it has to still be Alex Kane. And I know that sounds funny, but Tom Lawler doesn't necessarily benefit from pulling off a victory and becoming champion of MLW again here today. Tom Lawler can afford a loss to Alex Kane. This only will help to solidify Kane as a dominant fighting champion like he is. He's pushing forward that, Bomaye is for the people, and it's all about, strength and power and getting better and, be
competition.
Yeah, and like he's putting out a list that he wants to, be the longest running champion and all this kind of stuff. So stoked for him. This is going to be great, and I'm sure Alex Kane is more than ready to handle the task of Filthy Tom this Saturday.
I think so too, and really just the way this match has fallen into our laps is just perfect, because they might have had the same booking plan with Davey Boy Smith Jr. as a tough, legit striker and grappler kind of shooter type wrestler. Perfect opponent for Alex Kane, who's kind of the similar thing to that. A grappler, a wrestler, adept at all the suplexes and throws and stuff like that. They could set up a really cool match between Davey Boy Smith Jr. and Alex Kane. But Davey Boy Smith Jr. unable to go due to injury. Who do they bring in? Filthy Tom Lawler. They can book the same kind of match with a talent of the same kind of caliber, same kind of level. It's not a step down from Smith Jr. whatsoever. Possibly a step up with Filthy Tom Lawler, but we've seen Lawler as a babyface in MLW before. He was wildly popular. He was champion as a babyface, later losing the belt to Jacob Fatu. But in this particular match, this main event match against Alex Kane, it's perfect. Bringing him in, it might just be for this shot. It might just be as the fill-in opponent. But this is a guy who can handle the job. He's got the chops. He's got the swagger. He's got everything to be in a main event MLW match, including a history of being in a bunch of MLW main events. This is just perfect. And I think a lot of the fans watching now will still remember Tom Lawler as champion, probably still like him from that time. And I think it's like a lovely Easter egg that just fell, or a present that came down the chimney for all of us. It's just perfect. It makes me feel all warm and fuzzy all over. I'm going to enjoy this match tremendously.
We're Canadian, so it's kind of a belated Thanksgiving miracle in a sense.
Okay, I'll take it. I don't care what it's called. I'll take it.
You bet. But definitely looking forward to it, and hopefully everyone's looking forward to joining us on Saturday for that watch party, the MLW Slaughterhouse watch party here, hosted on our local establishment and the Video Bros Network. Make sure to, give us a subscribe over on the YouTube side, thumbs up, and over on Twitch, give us a follow. Yesterday, I believe Tuesday night during Taking Over, we hit our 230 follower mark that we had set, the goal we had set on Twitch. So I think we're going to be bumping that up very, very soon. We're going to try to bump that up and go even higher. We want to get as many followers as possible, and we want as many people here as possible on Saturday. Let the communities know, let people know we have a fun time watching the MLW show, talking about it. We get goofy. There's going to be drinks to be had. There's going to be shenanigans, and we're going to make sure that we're talking to each and every one of you, because we love having that great conversation with like-minded MLW fans like Bobby Petito, who I know is going to be joining us this Saturday. Do you guys think we'll see any surprises at MLW Slaughterhouse? These days they've got a lot of tricks up their sleeves, so I really do believe that there's got to be something. How about you, Pop Smokes?
Well, that ladies' championship match will be a surprise of some kind. I'm sure of that. Other than that, by surprises, do you think Bobby means like a different person coming in? Oh boy. You think he means a debut of a new wrestler or something like that? Or I guarantee there will be a surprise of some sort, especially in that ladies' championship match. Hey, what's up, BDJ? All right.
BDJ up in the house. What's the most subs given by a chat member? if they've got multiple accounts, as many as they want, I guess. If you take the time to make that many Twitch accounts and want to follow along, then hey, we applaud you and appreciate it. But welcome to Ring Respect Radio. When aren't there shenanigans on our channel? Hey, the channel's fairly informative and with great guests and stuff like that quite a lot of the time. Shenanigans happen on particular shows, and we try to keep it respectful.
Well, our last watch party was you guys all came out. It was a good time. Everybody was having fun. And if you look at that video on YouTube and Twitch, we got a whole lot of views on that. So
sure did.
Again, we love it, guys. Come on out, hang out with us, watch the show, and talk. We can all talk in the chat. We can all have a good time together. I love it.
Yeah. Bobby saying her debut like a former WWE wrestler, very possible. I mean, those releases did happen, so there's a lot of people out there looking for work, and MLW is a great place for it. Roch Wong is usually filled with that. It happens. You put a bunch of people on screen, having some drinks, having a good time. Chances are somebody's going to have a couple of laughs at somebody's expense. It tends to happen. Usually on ours today, it happens at the expense of the food we're eating or the beers we're drinking or whatever it is that we get up to. Especially with Papa Smokes is struggling through some hot wings.
Oh, don't remind me. I can still taste those hot sauce horseradish wings as soon as you bring it up. My God, that was hot.
And I plowed through that Chip Buddy on the last show. Not going to be doing that again. That was a one-time deal only. So that's dead in the water as far as I'm concerned. But moving forward, yeah, I got to think of something for this coming Saturday. I said steak, but I'm thinking like it's got to be something. I can jazz it up in some sort of Halloween fashion or something like that. So.
Well, Munson, I was thinking of just some out of the ordinary or slightly bizarre things to eat. It is football season in the US and in Canada. It's coming down to almost playoff time. Maybe I should bring one of my football traditions to the watch along on the podcast, and that is a can of smoked oysters in that oil. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I'm not really an oyster guy myself, but
not too many people are. Yeah, but that's I always do that for big football games. Maybe it's getting a little chilly outside, Munson. There's a lot of leaves on the ground. That's always the time for a good can of oysters.
Yeah. Who's drinking the juice is the question on the table. And I could go for smoked oysters. Well, Chris Best is a fan of the smoked oysters as well, too.
Right.
I think so when you started talking about like football and stuff like that, I started thinking nachos. That's what I got in my head. I'm almost thinking nachos might even be a good idea. Nice ground beef on top of there, all the fixings, a good helping of good thick melted cheese. And I'm not talking cheap crap store cheese. Like you got to get something really, really good there to bring the flavor.
You can't buy that stuff that's pre-grated.
Yeah.
Because if you ever notice, it will spoil quicker if it's pre-grated. So they have it covered in that. It's like a fine powder. It's like a cornstarch almost. And then it doesn't melt. That stuff is the shits, man.
Yeah. In order to melt it, you almost get to the point of burning the nachos and it just tastes like garbage. So it's not the same. Yeah. No, you got to go to somewhere like the Bulk Cheese Warehouse in Saskatoon over on Broadway there. And you get I know it costs more money and I know shit ain't cheap these days, but I love supporting local, especially when it comes to a local butcher shop and cheese factory. Good God, they make some great stuff over there too. So I could see myself walking in there, picking up a good cheese to add to my plate of nachos. That's it. I think I'm going nachos, Papa Smokes.
Well, that's a hell of an idea. Hey, speaking of local businesses, Munson, this is a little off topic, but I'll have to tell you later, there's a new butcher shop out in Sutherland. And boy, they have some nice stuff there. I know you appreciate a good cut of meat, Munson. You got to check this place out. It's wild.
Hell yeah. Sounds like my cup of tea for sure. Bobby saying, when do we think Alex Hammerstone will return to MLW? That is a solid question. You definitely want to see it. You want to see him get one last chance to have a few matchups here with the company. But, Alex Hammerstone's one of those guys that he's ready for something bigger. I mean, I hate to say we're going to lose Alex Hammerstone, but I really do think we may have seen the last of him. If not, we'll get one or two matchups before he is snapped up by either AEW or the WWE. He's more than ready for it. He's got the physique for it. He can talk. He can work. How it hasn't happened already, how the money hasn't been able to convince him out of a contract yet is a testament to his dedication to what he does. So whoever grabs this guy will be able to make a star of him. I mean, wouldn't be surprised if it's AEW even, because look, that they took on EJ and Duca. They're putting him out there right now. I'm seeing more of EJ and Duca out there, and not a bad option as well too. Here in our town, we got a place called Pisano Foods where we can get some real Italian cheese. Awesome.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah. What's one of your favorite types of cheeses, Papa Smokes? Hammerstone to WWE, please.
I'm not a totally massive cheese guy, but I like a very like a darker cheddar, like a darker orange cheddar, like an aged cheddar.
Yeah.
I like that a whole bunch. I like a softer cheese, like a Gruyere or something like that's a little bit creamy and it has the kind of wax on the outside. Some of those are pretty good. And then if you're talking about Bulk Cheese Warehouse, they have some interesting specialty cheeses. One that you would like, I think, that has Guinness in it.
I've had it. Yeah.
Yeah, and then they have a couple that have the peppercorns and the hot jalapeno or hot porcini peppers in them. I like that kind of stuff. I'm not exactly a connoisseur, but I get a nice hunk of cheese once in a while.
Yeah, and outside, like I've tried the Guinness one. It is really good, by the way. I like blue cheese and other variations of blue cheese. Like I know that's not everybody's forte, but I absolutely love blue cheese. I think it goes perfectly with a lot of different things. And one of the best steaks I ever had had a blue cheese butter sauce across it. Like it was kind of like a spread of blue cheese butter across it. Absolutely phenomenal. Just a beautiful pairing.
Maybe you should make that for your meal there. You just get you'll be asleep by the time the show's over after eating that.
That's right. That's a fancy tailgate party right there.
Yeah.
A good medium. Well, I mean, medium rare. Got to go medium rare. I can't go above medium rare.
You have to
medium rare kind of guy.
You have to get Basser in the frilly tuxedo to like bring it out to you and like slice it up for you.
That's right. Just sit there and feed me while I'm watching the action. What do you say, Bass? Are you listening in? We got Bobby saying, what if he wrestles against Matt Cardona on the MLW Fusion tapings? That would be huge. I mean, that's a big name, not only for Matt Cardona, but that's a big name to go just on the Fusion tapings and not have on the main card itself. But damn, that would be good. So yeah, I'd be down for that. If he's ready to go and he wants to get in there with Matt Cardona, sweet, let's go for it.
Yeah, I say so too. And Cardona, I don't know if I'm a huge fan or not or anything like that, but he brings a lot of heat to every company that he works for. And we've seen him ripping up the indies over the past year and a half or something like that since he's been away from WWE. And the guy's got a way about him of getting over with fans. Sometimes he's the baby face, often he's the heel, and boy, has he got a lot of heat. And we've seen a few incidents over the past a year or so at some of these indie shows. He works a lot with that GCW, which I'm not a huge fan of or whatever, but he brings the heat. And I like that his name is going to be with MLW for this big show in the next set of tapings, because he puts more eyeballs on this product, and that's what we want.
We sure do, and that's exactly what we're hoping is going to happen this Saturday. Going to be an exciting time. Looking forward to it, Papa Spokes. In the meantime and in between time, though, I think we're going to call it a wraps on the night because, we're going to have everybody joining us this Saturday anyway for all the great content here. And not only that, I've actually got to get a file sent over to somebody because tomorrow my good friends in the local band Chainfire have got a new single debuting called Push. I put a little video together for it. So that video, if I don't get that sent over tonight because I didn't get it properly uploaded the first time, will not get to debut. So I got to make sure that's done here. So I got to head on over and take care of that immediately following the show. But Papa Smokes, why don't you let the good people know what you got going on, where they can reach out to you, and all about your amazing ticker down below.
Just so relieved that the ticker is back. I was so worried for a bit there, Munson, that I didn't have a ticker. I just want to be included in everything in this podcast.
Gotcha.
Just my feelings, Munson. Sometimes I'm not sure about things.
I know you can't handle it too well. It's an age thing sometimes, right?
I was laughing at the beginning of the show when you said we got all kinds of wrestling wars going on. We got shows battling shows and owners taking pot shots at other owners on social media and everything. Yeah, that's great, Munson. Great for the business. Let's have a war. Let's have shows against each other. Let's have owners against each other. But please, not a fist fight in the locker room. That will derail everything. If any of the wrestlers get physical with each other or make anyone feel unsafe backstage, we got to shut her down. We got to fire people. We got to make a whole new show so that God, I still can't get my mind around that. That's so insane, Munson. Like, you've been around wrestling for a while. PPW has a pretty peaceful and pretty harmonious locker room, especially after some of the other ones I've seen. But my God, can you even imagine that? Having to change all your plans and do everything because of two guys had a fist fight in the locker room. That still just boggles my mind. That's the real wrestling war out there.
It really is. It's so terrible, I know. But if people want to talk about the wars in professional wrestling with you, Pops folks, where can they do that at?
Right. We're on the ticker. All right. As you can see on the ticker, I'm on Elon Musk's free speech wonderland known as X. I'm at smokes_Papa. And you can also find me on Twitch at Papa_Pops. Let me try that again.
Go ahead.
Papa_smokes_.
Woo! Got through it. There we go. And of course, myself, Bobby Munson. You want to know where to find me? You can find me at my ticker down below.
Where's your ticker? Yeah,
that's mine. It's got a few things on there. That's where you can follow me on all the socials and everything. Guys, Bobby telling us great show tonight. Thanks, Bobby. We always appreciate the love.
Thank you, Bobby.
Glad you're here every single week with us. But yeah, reach out to me over on there, or you can find me here on OLE Podcasts. My next showing, obviously, tomorrow, Killer Cuts with Astrid Pizarro. That's coming out at 5 p.m. Eastern Time, 3 p.m. Saskatchewan time. Then I've got Saturday with the watch along with myself, Papa Smokes, hopefully some other friends joining us live in that capacity. And then Sunday, Bustin' Out is coming back at you once again, and I will be a part of it this week after a quick hiatus for last week there as I was out of town on very important business. We'll call it scouting business, Papa Smoke. I was out there scouting the world. So we're going to head on over on the Twitch side to our good friend, Hail Kevin. Give him a big OLE welcome. Say hello from Bobby Munson and Papa Smokes. It's been a while since Kevin's been on vacation, so go give him some love and support right now as you're heading over there. And on the YouTube side, we thank you for being here with us. As always, BDJ306. Hell of a show. See you next week, boys. And, of course, hopefully see you live on October 21st. In the meantime, in between time, we want everybody to take care out there, and we will see you guys next Thursday here on Ring Respect Radio. Good night, everybody.